best not to, but ended up not having a choice. I got lumbered because Bish called in sick. Again? This was the third time in as many weeks that Detective Sergeant Bishop had taken a day off. I do hope it's nothing trivial. I know what you mean, boss. But to be fair to him, he did sound rough. Not that it would have mattered in this case. I am sorry, though. It's okay, Gull, Bliss said, entirely used to having his downtime interrupted by the demands of his job. He checked his watch and saw that it had just turned 10:30 p.m. What have you got for me? An odd one. They usually are. True. This time we have a homeless man in the interview room who claims to have witnessed a murder at Cuckoo's Hollow Park in Warrington. Says he chased off the attacker and tried resuscitating the victim before realizing it was too late. Our witness has no phone, so he made his way to a local pub who called us after they heard his story. Only when the response unit arrived on scene, there was no sign of a body, no sign of a struggle, nothing out of the ordinary at all. They quizzed the bloke, suggesting he might be confused due to being a bit inebriated. Apparently he reacted badly to that, got a little aggressive, insisting he saw what he saw. They brought him in, expecting to just stick him in a cell and let him sleep it off, except that he demanded to speak to you. Bliss frowned. He asked for me by name. He did. I went down and had a word to see if I could pacify him and get him to talk, but he wouldn't have any of it. Refuses to speak to anyone other than you, boss. Did our homeless witness give a name? He did. Roger Craig. Bliss ran the name through his memory banks but came up with just the one hit. I know of a Roger Craig who was a running back for the San Francisco 49ers, but unless our witness is a 6-foot, 60-something black bloke from Iowa, I have no idea who he is. Well, you got the height and skin colour right, Jimmy, but our man is more 40-something and sounds to me like a Brummie. With a reluctant sigh, Bliss said, Okay. Give me 10 minutes, Gull. You want me to give Penny a bell? DS Penny Chandler was his regular partner, only she wasn't on call either. No, don't bother her, he said. I can handle this one on my own. Shouldn't take too long. When he ended the call, he found both Molly and his dog looking at him with pitiful longing in their eyes. Behind Molly's lay mischief, a deliberate ploy to make him feel bad for leaving her. As for Max, he seemed to be learning bad tricks fast. We'll pine for you, the girl told him. Bliss raised his eyebrows as he levered himself up off the cushion. Course you will. I'm sure your heart will bleed. It will. I genuinely don't know if I'll survive. I think you'll manage. Just try not to make a mess on my carpet. If you feel the blood leaking out, go and pass out in the garden. Molly extended a clenched hand in his direction and slowly unwound the middle finger. He shook his head in faux exasperation. Remind me why I invited you to stay with me? He asked, patting his pockets in search of his car keys. Because you had a desperate need to be insulted? Yeah, like I don't get enough of that from Pen. Clearly not, and I bet she doesn't give you the finger. He found his keys on the arm of the recliner, the seat of which also held his thin leather jacket, which he slipped into. No, Pen prefers the traditional British two-finger salute. See? Now you have something different to look forward to in your old age. Yeah, thanks. You going to be back in time to finish watching Floyd? Bliss shrugged. I've no idea. I've seen it plenty of times before, so watch the rest of it if you want to. And if you go up to bed, make sure to lock the front door first, but don't leave the key in it or I won't be able to get in. Molly sniggered. That'd be fun, she said. So would me waking you up by kicking the bloody thing in. Oh, and give Max his walk before you turn in, will you please? Of course. She drew the dog closer to her, both arms draped around his neck. The animal accepted the embrace without fuss. Bliss nodded. Sorry about this, Molly. I arranged not to be on call tonight, but we're a man down and this shout sounds personal. She shook her head and waved a hand. No sweat, Jimbo. Truly. Truth is, I'm knackered after all the travelling today. Plus we have all weekend to catch up. Well, hopefully, that is. He nodded. I promise. Whatever this is, I'll sort it tonight and make sure somebody covers me until Monday morning if necessary. Bliss winked and left the house feeling guilty as he closed.